ain't got it. I've been scheming, looting, hide your body. As long as you dreaming about me, ain't no problem. I don't got nobody just with you right now. But the truth, I look better under you. I can't lose when I'm with you.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ariana if you guys are new. If y'all are new, make sure that you subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave me a comment down below letting me know where you're from. So yeah, let's hop straight into it. So as y'all saw, I started with Shine and Jam. I love using this for any type of protective style or braiding style. I've tried a bunch of different braiding gels in the past. I've tried Lock and Twist. I tried the different color Shine and Jams. I tried the red Shine and Jam as well. But for some reason, this one is my favorite. So as y'all saw, I started off with parting my hair down the center, and I'm also parting my hair ear to ear just so I can part off the front section of my hair for this illusion crochet style. If y'all have never done illusion crochet, make sure y'all get y'all notes, make sure y'all are paying attention, don't be in your phone doing other stuff, pay attention, class is in session. So yes, you want to part your hair from ear to ear on both sides, but you want to make sure that it's more of like a vertical type of angle or parting instead of, because some people will part their hair like half and half. It's still technically ear to ear, but it goes further back on their head. We not doing that, because what you want to do is you want to have the bulk of your hair or the thickest part of your hair being in the center braid down for the crochet. That way it's not like super bulky, but also so you don't run out of crochet hair, because that's what's gonna happen to me later on down the line in this video. Kind of ran out of hair a little bit, but it wasn't the end of the world. Once you have your two front sections parted off, you then want to section this part of your hair off. As you guys see, I'm just gonna call it the around the ear portion. I don't really know how else to describe it, but if y'all are visual learners, y'all can see what I'm doing on camera. Basically, you just want to part out the entire perimeter of your hair to where you can have at least 2 rows of plaits or knotless braids or whatever you want to call them to add to the illusion crochet method. So yeah, as y'all saw, I did it on the left side and now I'm doing it on the right. And in the next clip, all I'm doing is parting that bottom section of my hair out. Keeping in mind, I want to have at least 2 rows. So I eyeballed where I wanted my comb to be at, and I'm pretty much parting from the top of my ears on both sides. So pretty much ear to ear horizontally as well. And y'all, it is a little bit challenging to part the back of your head. Just gonna be honest with you, practice makes perfect. You have to keep on trying, because even me, I might be making it look easy on camera, but trust me, it definitely was not easy. This style took me, I will honestly say it took me probably like 5 hours, but that's way less time in comparison to doing regular boho knotless where you have to part out each little block and all. We ain't got time for that. So we just gonna do some illusion crochet today. So once I have all of my perimeter parted out, I applied Shine and Jam on the outer perimeter. That way I can begin doing my little rows or my illusion crochet. We're just gonna call it illusion crochet. What you wanna do, you wanna go halfway between your ear and you want to part out the first bottom row, as y'all see me doing. Again, it's halfway. Y'all see my ear, it's like halfway through my ear. That's the best way I know how to explain where to place the comb before you start parting. That way that back row is thick enough to where you don't break off your hair. Because if y'all's hair is like mine, the outer perimeter of my hair is really, really fine, but the center of my hair is coarse. So with my hair being fine on the outer perimeter, whenever I try to do small knotless or any other small braided style, my back row tends to break off sometimes because it's not enough hair back there. So that's why I like to do middle of my ear and over as just a standard across the board method, no matter if I'm doing twists, locks, knotless, whatever. Ear to ear has never failed me. So as y'all see, now I am sectioning off that bottom row into 4 braids and I'm just plaiting away. This part is very, very easy, very self-explanatory. The only challenging part about this, again, is if you have trouble doing the back of your hair, you're gonna need a second mirror. I'm in my bathroom and I set up like a chair and then I put the mirror on the chair. As y'all see, I'm looking in the mirror so I can see the back of my head to make sure that my parting is as clean as possible. I'm still not perfect at it, but I'm way better than what I used to be. Y'all also don't be alarmed by the redness on the back of my neck. That's a birthmark. I promise y'all I'm not parting my hair super hard at all. I am super tender-headed, so yeah, that's just my birthmark. But yeah, back to the tutorial. 4 braids across the bottom row. And then once you're done with that, it should look something like this. Voila, it's as clean as it's gonna get because I'm not redoing it. Off camera, I did the second row, which is like from the top of my ear to the middle of my ear. I did, looks like 7 braids. I wanted it to look kind of sort of small, so that's why I just did that many. Normally I would only do 5, but I don't know, I just felt kind of fancy today. So now we are on the side portion, which is like by the ear. So what you want to do with that is you want to kind of imagine where you want the first row of braids to be on like the front section of your hair. And then you want to part where that ear to ear section is at across the top of your head. You want to part that back to make it look as if there's going to be a seamless row from the beginning of your hairline all the way to where the crochet braid down portion is going to be at. That was probably a terrible description, but hopefully y'all are visual learners and y'all see what I did there, because baby, I did the same thing on the other side off camera for time purposes, because this video is already kind of long, but I just wanted to show y'all an in-depth version of the braid down. But I wanted to skip the parts where it's pretty much self-explanatory and I've already shown y'all once on camera. Yeah, you pretty much just do the same thing on the other side. So now we are on the front portion of my hair. And like I said, I wanted it to be small. So I think I ended up doing, from the middle part, like for one section of the front, I think I did 6 rows. So I did 6 rows on each side to total 12 rows across the front, I think. But pay attention right here. So as y'all saw, I parted out the first row and I parted out 2 braids for that first row. And I am braiding the hair that is closest to my hairline first on purpose, because when it comes to the illusion crochet, you're supposed to kind of feed in the previous plait into the next braid. I know that might be a little confusing, but as you guys see right here, I am now on the second plait or knotless braid or individual braid. And as y'all are seeing, I picked up the first braid from my hairline and I'm feeding it into that second braid. That way there's no hair just freely laying around or any of that. Also, when it comes to the back of my head that I already showed y'all, I kind of already messed up because I was supposed to feed that bottom row of braids up into the second row of braids. That way it can all seamlessly feed into the braid down at the center of my head. But it's not the end of the world because I'm going to show y'all how to fix that once we get to that portion. Now we are on to the second row at the front of my head. I am parting this into 3 sections, again, because I wanted a small illusion, boho knotless crochet, whatever. Yeah, so again, you want to start with the hair that is closest to the hairline first. Do that plait first. And then once you move on to the second plait, you want to make a few little, I don't know what to call them, like braids, or like when you're doing the braiding motion, you want to do that like 2 or 3 times before you feed in the front braid. I hope that makes sense. I just feel like this is one of them visual learning type of videos. Hopefully I'm not talking too much, but I want to make sure that I am in-depth enough to where if you guys try to recreate this hairstyle at home, you guys will be able to achieve it, either based on being a visual learner or just hearing what I'm telling y'all to do. So as y'all see, I did a couple of braid motions before feeding in that braid that's closest to my hairline back into the row that I'm on, if that makes sense. I promise y'all it's a lot easier to do than what I am explaining. This is if you already know how to braid, obviously. If you don't know how to braid, I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what to tell you. This may not be the tutorial for you. I mean, you might be able to do the rubber band method in place of the plaits. That's probably a method as well. I don't really like doing rubber bands on my hair because I hate trying to take them out and it breaks my hair off personally. So I just like doing the braids instead. And as y'all see, I did the same thing on the third braid that is in that row. I did a few braid motions first before feeding in the first and second tail of the braid into that third section. That way it lays flat on my head, as y'all can see. Okay, so I lied. Instead of it being 6 rows on each side, I only did 5 rows on each side to equal 10 rows across the front of my head. But y'all get the point. So on that bottom row, what I'm showing y'all is I did 2 sections. Then the second row, I did 3 sections. Then the next row, I did 4 sections. And then I did 4 and then 5 on the last row. But y'all saw what I was getting at. You basically want to do a brick layer pattern across the front of your head. That way, again, it gives the illusion crochet vibes. So now we're on the cornrow portion of the illusion crochet method, and all you want to do is part out that little section as y'all saw. And then to start the braid, you want to take the first row of braids that's by your ear, as well as that second row up on your hairline. You want to use those as like 2 legs of your braid, and then the third leg is going to be a part of the hair that you just parted out. So basically all I'm doing is cornrowing the hair down, and I am picking up the tails of the braids that are still dangling as I'm braiding down. That way all of the hair seamlessly goes to the center of my head. If that makes sense. I'm gonna keep saying if that makes sense because I need to know. But yeah, it's super easy. Again, you just want to feel around for the tails that are like hanging out, as you guys can see, and you just want to pick them up and feed them into the braid. That way nothing is left just loosely dangling, because that's not the goal here. You want to pick up each and every tail of braids that you see out. I am now on the second corn row for the braid down, and as you guys see, I am picking up the tail from the first corn row and also feeding that into the second corn row. The goal of this braid down, I don't know if y'all ever had a sew-in before, but I'm gonna give the instructions as if you are a complete beginner and don't know anything about hair. The goal with a braid down where you're feeding in the tails of the previous braid, you want to braid all of the hair together. That way when you're done with the total braid down, there is only one tail. And I like to braid that tail at like the center of my head. So what that means is you want to do the outer cornrows, like the cornrows that are closer to the perimeter of your head first. And then the very last braid that you need to do needs to be the middle braid down the center of your head. That way your tail comes out at the middle. It really doesn't, I don't think it makes a big difference, but I don't know. I would just rather the tail be in the middle of my head instead of like closer to the perimeter. I don't know if it makes the hair bulkier or not. Again, because I've never done that. I've never like just left the tail on the side or like close by the ear or anything, because I feel like that would look weird. Because every other hairstyle video that I've seen, like most people do the tail in the center of their head. So this is what I was explaining in the previous clip. As y'all can see, I am now on the last braid at the middle of my head. And on the last braid, you have to pick up 2 tails and feed it in, because you got to keep in mind, you have a tail on the left side of the braid and you have a tail on the right side of the braid. So you got to feed both of those in before you do that last and final braid for the braid down. Because if not, you're just going to have 2 tails. It's not the end of the world. If your hair is like super duper thick, then it might be more to your advantage to have 2 tails. It just depends on how thick your hair is. But mine, I can get away with doing just 1 tail at the end. But yeah, this is pretty much what it looks like. And you want to make sure that it's secure. It don't have to be super duper tight, because if it is, you're going to start to get those little tension bumps. We don't like those. I'm super tender-headed, so I don't braid tight at all, even if it looks tight. I don't got time for that. Also, don't mind me. I just randomly decided to start trimming my ends. I don't know what possessed me to do my hair at like 3 in the morning, but yeah, this is what time it was as I was filming. And I was like, these ends need to go. So I just started randomly cutting away. Don't mind me. Y'all don't have to do that part at all. But yeah, so this is what it looks like. I'm finally done. And like I was telling y'all, that 1 tail should just be hanging down. But if you're doing crochet, what you do is you want to take your crochet hook and you want to just crochet that tail into the cornrows. It doesn't have to be super specific. It can be very random. Just make sure that the tail is secure enough to where it's not going to come out. And now we can finally feature today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Ywigs. They sent me over 3 bags of Illusion Crochet Boho Knotless braids. That is a mouthful. I'm gonna have the link down below in the description box. Y'all, in my opinion, this is the best crochet hair I have ever received in my life. I don't really rock crochet like that. I used to back in like middle school and high school, but for reference, I'm 27 now. So I was going to high school back in like 2010, 2011, up to 2014 was when I graduated. Yeah, I just never really liked how crochet looked, but that was before the Illusion crochet method came out, and I figured, why not? But as far as the quality of these braids from Ywigs, y'all, 15 out of 10. Like, I kid you not, because I've bought like hair store knotless before, and the way that it feels like braiding hair from the hair store. So it's not a bad thing, but whenever I felt these from Ywigs, y'all, it felt soft. It felt like human hair. Now, I do believe the details of this hair is that it is 100% human hair, but I don't know if that meant like the braids and the curly pieces are both human hair, or if just the curly pieces was human hair. I was a little confused, so I don't want to lie to y'all, but I will say that the braids themselves feel very, very, very soft. I didn't have to steam the hair. I didn't have to dip the hair. Once I was done, I didn't have to do any of that. All I had to do was crochet and go. Y'all, like, it looked great. And even the hair, I left this hair in off camera for probably like 3 weeks to a month. And it didn't start looking crazy until about week 3. But I also did not refresh the curls not one time with having this style in. I thought about it, but then I was like, no, I'm ready for a new hairstyle. But y'all, it looked great. Like, normally when I do my own hair or when I do my clients and when I do their boho knotless, I will either use the Freetress synthetic curly hair, or I will use, I forgot the other brand, but it's almost like, it's like some cheap human hair. And y'all, that hair will usually tangle maybe after about a week. So you're going to have to do more maintenance on maintaining the curls with that type of hair. But with this hair from Ywigs, again, I didn't have to maintain it at all, and that's why I'm giving it a 15 out of 10 rating for the quality of the crochet braids. Like, out of this world. Like, honestly, I probably could have refreshed the braids and like reused it. I could have recrocheted them in like later on down the line if I really wanted to. The quality of the hair was that good in my opinion. So yeah, if y'all are interested in a quicker way of doing boho knotless, or if you just don't want to spend, I'm guessing this hairstyle, depending on where you live, with the size that I did, would probably be like $300 to $500. So if you're trying to save some coin, visit ywigs.com for real, because it was really cute. And I mean, I saw the thumbnail, but I'm also gonna show y'all some photos at the end. Like, my hair was really cute, and like with the Illusion crochet method, you almost couldn't even tell that it was crochet unless somebody is like super duper close up on you. And if that's the case, unless it's your man or your spouse, they need to back. But yeah, this hair was super cute. Like, I was super happy with how it turned out. But yeah, as y'all saw, I did a little tutorial. I talked through it, but if y'all are visual learners, y'all saw how to apply the crochet to your hair. All you do is open the crochet latch, slide it under the braid, hook the hair to the latch, close the latch, pull it through, and then you like open the latch again, and then you just pull the tail through the little knot that you made and then pull it. It's super easy. It's probably one of those things where you have to try it yourself instead of just like listening to what I'm saying. But yeah, right here, perfect example. Put the latch under the braid, open the latch. Well, open the latch first before you put it under the braid. And then once it's under the braid, then you add the extension hair onto it at the loop, as y'all see right there, boom. And then before you remove the crochet needle all the way from the braid, you just want to pull the tail of the hair extension through that little loop that was already made on the crochet hair. That way it kind of ties itself to your braid so it's secure. Super self-explanatory. It's a lot of words for a very uncomplicated thing. Y'all get the point. Yeah, so super easy. I'm not trying to keep talking through this video. It's almost over, but yeah, it looks really, really good so far. It was super full. The only issue I did have was that I kind of ran out of hair a little bit, so I had to like move some crochet braids around. Again, they sent me 3 bags of hair. I'm gonna have the details down below. I don't remember how many pieces that is, but if y'all want to recreate this hairstyle, I would suggest getting 4 bags or however many pieces that is. Again, down below in the description box. But yeah, this is what it looked like. It was super cute, super pretty. It lasted me 3 to 4 weeks before I decided to take it out. I could have left it in longer if I refreshed the curls. But yeah, 15 out of 10. Tell me what y'all think down below in the comment section. Again, if you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe, like this video, leave me a comment letting me know that you are new, and also tag me on Instagram. It's the same social media handle, Ariana_LYF. Here's the pictures I was telling y'all about, super cute. If y'all recreate this style, tag me on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, or hey, Pinterest. Thank y'all for watching. I will see you guys in my next video.